Now I'm going to start this video by saying that Daniel Levy is a very, very good businessman when it comes to things off of the football pitch. But my God, does he keep getting humiliated when it comes to all things football related. This Eze deal stings. This Eze deal really, really stings. And I refrained from making a video the day of because I would have said some things that would have just been no returning from. But my God, do we like to make an embarrassment of ourselves twice in one window? One thing you could, forgive. The Gibbs White thing, I don't really actually hold him personally responsible. But you've been done twice now. And Maddison was injured nearly a month ago. The Gibbs White thing happened like 3 weeks ago. Or they may be the other way around. And we're still in this situation. Eze had a release clause. Like, that's half the battle. Half of the legwork done already, and somehow we still just penny pinch in every single facet, to the point that Arsenal could come in and in the space of 6 hours go, there's the money, there's better terms, there's better, clauses. And of course Palace wouldn't even have had to push him that way. The boy's a boyhood Arsenal fan. We needed Palace on our side to try and help us get through this. And yet, Daniel Levy, like he does with many other chairmen, just managed to piss them all off. And I'm sorry, in football, sometimes you need a friend. It would have been really nice if Palace went, look, we know you'd really, you'd really want Arsenal, but, Tottenham are offering us better payment terms and better odds. And helped encourage him. Would it work? Probably not still. But my God, I bet they couldn't wait to send him to Arsenal because everything was better for them. There was no reason for them to help us. But more so than not, the relationship that Daniel Levy has with every chairman seems to be that of a toxic one. They all talk about how, hard he is to do business with, which is all well and good. But in football, you need friends sometimes. You need, relationships that are positive and people don't sigh every time they see your name. Because now we're in this position again where our number one target that we've wanted for years has now gone to another club. Not only another club, our rival, our bitter, bitter rival. It seems like Daniel Levy treats every single contract negotiation like it's an absolute war zone. No, how dare you possibly suggest we give you a couple more million despite making millions and millions every single match day? Oh my God, we couldn't possibly give you some more money despite making millions and millions and millions on the kit sales. Absolutely not, we can't give you money despite making millions and millions off all the concerts. We are the only club that do it. And this is where, I look at someone like Forest, and yes, their owner's big bad Mr. Marinakis. My God, what I'd do for someone like him at the helm of this club. Because we would actually have ambition. Newcastle's owners keep their money, but just give us, the ambition that they want to push them up the table. Because we have one that doesn't, and has proven that time and time again. He recently went on the overlap with Gary Neville and said, as soon as, the managers pick their targets, that's where I take over. Well, guess what? You took this over and you ran it into the ground. Somehow, a release clause. It was half the work was done. And my God, I'm getting wound up again just thinking about it. Because this is not the first time. This is not an anomaly. Daniel Levy has been humiliated time and time again by other chairmen. They probably have a group chat with 19 other chairmen and there's one missing. And he's the butt of the jokes because he makes us the butt of the jokes every time. Every time we go into a summer, we go, oh my God, these targets are unbelievable. Savinho, Eze, wow, what a turnaround that would be for the club and the way that we're moving. Never happens, does it? It just never does. And then we get the little drops of, outside investment. Okay, where? Do you know what I mean? Would love to see it. And I get they can't say it now because everyone bumps their prices up. But guess what? We're in the last 2 weeks of the transfer window and people know we're desperate. Then prices are getting bumped up regardless. It doesn't take a genius to work out. Good players cost big money. I tweeted it the other day because Savinho was apparently costing 60 plus million and Levy doesn't want to play. Do you think that these big teams are going to let their big players go for really low money? In what world do you live in? Oh my God. I'm getting so wound up again just having to talk about it because it's just humiliating in every sense. We are a big club that shop at Poundland, and every time we flirt with acting like a big club, something goes wrong. Something always has to go wrong. Oh my God. But ultimately, Levy's ego is going to cost us because every penny saved, every pound put in the bank is a win for him. And he tucks himself up in his silk sheets and he goes, Steve Parish didn't get the best of me today. Do you know what? Sometimes it would be good to bend the knee to other people. Sometimes it would be good to give in to their demands. Because next time, maybe they'll look favourably upon us. But no, we try and take everyone to the cleaners for every single last penny we can. And then, when we want a favour and we want to look around and see, who's gonna sell to us? Who's going to sell? No one. Doors shut. Like IKEA. Like, it's ridiculous. And I really don't know what's ever going to change. Because he's certainly not. The 25 years of evidence we've got have showed us he's not. But we believe it and we get sucked in every time. And I was, felt the same as other people that the protest last week, felt a bit odd because we were in Freze and Savinho. My God, what mugs we look like now. And now, hopefully, for that Bournemouth game, the protest is bigger than ever. Because this has shown, plain and simple, that this board cannot operate in the way that we want them to. And they will not, and they never have, and they never will. So, while they're in charge, we are not going anywhere. And this outside investment, wherever it is, whoever it is, just needs to happen as soon as possible. Because, like I've said, we're a sleeping giant PSR-wise. Well, FFP would have worked, but we've got the headroom. Like, if owners came in, we could make a big, big splash in the summer. But guess what? It's never going to happen. And I think we all need to slowly, let that dream go. We are going to continue to exist under Daniel Levy as his personal vanity project that never really achieves anything other than big old spreadsheets with numbers sky high. Fantastic. But that doesn't make you a memorable owner, and this doesn't make it a memorable period at the club. Because he was, like I said, he was on Gary Neville's podcast, and he thinks he'll be loved when he's gone. My God, there'll be parties, there'll be celebrations, and I made a TikTok about it. People will celebrate you for the work you've done because we will have an owner who is willing to spend it. We will have someone who goes, yes, we are £400 million in the positive. I think we can spend this 80 million on this target and this target. Because you do not have the capabilities to, for whatever reason. So, yeah, I think Daniel Levy will be applauded for the work he's done because someone else will benefit from it. Someone else will make us benefit from it. Someone else will spend the money. And this, like I said, this isn't the first time this has happened. You have every single manager has been let down consistently for 25 years. When have we ever got into a season and gone, wow, we are set up to do good things? Eze and Savinho would have done that for us. I'm not saying we would have won the league. I'm not saying we would have won the Champions League. But my God, we would have been very, very well set to compete in the league for as long as we could. And now, like I said, 2 weeks left. We're running around with the pots of piss in, asking someone to give pity on us and to give us one of their players because we don't want to pay the money that they think they are. I don't know where we go from here. No one's going to fill the void. If we could get a Morgan Rogers and a Savinho, lovely. Not going to happen though, is it really, when you think about it? Because guess what? These players cost money, and a lot of money. But guess what? We also have a lot of money, and we could do it if we wanted to. But unfortunately, the balance sheet says no. And when I say the balance sheet, I mean Daniel Levy's wallet. Because at the end of the day, that is what it all comes down to. Despite a tale as old as time being, if you have a good team, people will pay more money to see it. Simple as that. Sometimes you got to spend money to make money. And he just doesn't seem to understand that. It's all well and good having a nice stadium, training facilities, but guess what? The fans don't really benefit from. The fans would turn up on a field and watch Tottenham play if they could, so they don't care. But the only reason they care for it is because they want to see the money that it generates to go back into the team, which you say every time you wheel yourself out for an interview. You say it absolutely 100% the money goes back into the team, where like we're not seeing it, not to the level that we could. Yeah, you said to Gary Neville how hard we are on the next spend, but guess what? It's always been the B list, and we've always raided the relegated teams, the financially troubled teams. Leicester for James Maddison, West Ham for Kudus. When have we ever shopped up? When have we ever made a player from Man City come to us? It's a big ask, but guess what? They're saying if you pay the money, they won't say no. So pay the money. Do you know, like, we are a team that wants to be a big team, but again, like I said, we're always shopping down and we never shop up. And that is going to be our biggest problem for the longest time while this ball are in. My God, this turned into a 10-12 minute rant, but what else can you do, really? What else can you do? So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Where do we go from here? What are the replacements that you want? And yeah, like and subscribe.